Rise up. Your mouth holds the key to your destiny. Right now, as you sit here, your words are working, either lifting you toward greatness or chaining you to mediocrity. This isn't just talk, this is truth that has transformed kings into slaves and ordinary people into world changers. Your words create your reality. Think about it. Everything around you, the chair you sit on, the building you're in, the clothes you wear, began as someone's words. Someone said, I will build this before it existed. Your life works the same way. The situations you face today started with words spoken yesterday. Most people don't understand this power. They throw away words like trash, not realizing they're tossing away their future. When you say, I can't, it's too hard, or I'll never succeed, you're not describing your situation, you're creating it. Your mouth speaks, your ears hear, your brain believes, and your body follows. Words build or destroy your future. Notice how successful people talk differently than unsuccessful ones. They use words of possibility, action, and ownership. They say, I will, instead of I hope. They talk about solutions while others talk about problems. This isn't coincidence. It's cause and effect. The tongue holds life-changing power. Small but mighty, it steers your entire life just as a tiny rudder directs a massive ship. Your tongue plots the course of your days. The words you choose determine the life you live. This isn't mystical thinking, it's practical reality. What you say today shapes tomorrow. Your words are seeds planted in the soil of time. Speak defeat, harvest failure. Speak victory, harvest success. These seeds grow without fail. Many people wonder why life keeps giving them the same problems, never realizing they keep planting the same negative words. The connection between speech and success is unbreakable. Study any achievement and you'll find someone who refused to speak failure. They guarded their words like precious treasure. Even when evidence argued against them, they kept speaking their vision until reality matched their words. Your words don't just describe your worth, they determine it. When you speak like a king, you think like a king. When you think like a king, you act like a king. When you act like a king, you achieve like a king. The cycle begins with what comes out of your mouth. So ask yourself, what have you been saying about yourself, about your abilities, about your future? If your words were the only building materials for your life, what kind of structure would you have? A mighty palace or a crumbling shack? Coming today, guard your words with your life because they are your life. Cut negative talk like you'd cut poison from your diet. Choose words of power, purpose, and possibility. Your voice can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, and you decide which. Your words shape your worth. Speak like the royalty you were born to be. Look around you. Everywhere, people with brilliant ideas say nothing. People with solutions stay quiet. People born for greatness remain unknown. Why? Fear of judgment stops potential. That voice in your head whispers, what if they laugh? What if I'm wrong? What if I sound stupid? This voice has silenced more genius than any force in history. It keeps innovations unborn and leadership hidden. You weren't born with this fear. You learned it after someone once criticized your ideas. The cost of remaining quiet is far greater than the pain of being judged. Calculate what silence has already cost you. Promotions not received, opportunities missed, relationships never deepened, problems never solved. Your silence isn't protecting you. How silence keeps you average is simple. Greatness requires expression. The difference between the extraordinary person and the ordinary one often isn't ability, it's willingness to speak up. Your unexpressed ideas benefit no one, especially not you. Every time you swallow your words, you train yourself to be invisible. Breaking free from fear of speaking up starts with understanding its source. Your fear isn't about words. It's about worth. You worry your thoughts don't deserve air. This lie keeps you trapped. The truth, your perspective is unique and needed. No one sees the world exactly as you do. When you don't speak, you rob others of your viewpoint. The trap of letting others define you tightens each time you choose silence. When you don't define yourself through your words, others will define you through theirs. They'll tell your story their way. They'll assign you value based on their standards. They'll place you where it's convenient for them, not where you belong. Your silence sends messages. I don't matter. My thoughts aren't valuable. Please don't notice me. Is this really what you want to communicate? Is this the message of someone created for impact? Many wait for permission to speak. They wait for titles, degrees, or validation. But history's change makers never waited. They spoke because they understood that permission isn't given, it's taken. Your voice matters not because others say so, but because you exist. You have lived experiences no one else has. You see problems from angles no one else can. Your silence doesn't serve humility, it serves fear. Stop waiting to be called on. Stop hoping someone will ask for your opinion. Stop believing the lie that you must be perfect before speaking up. Your voice is your power. Use it or lose it. True leaders command language in ways ordinary people don't. Watch them closely. Their words aren't accidental or thoughtless. They're strategic and purposeful. They understand something fundamental. Speech isn't just communication, it's leadership in action. How leaders use language reveals their mastery of influence. They speak with clarity that cuts through confusion. They choose precision over volume. When others ramble, they distill. When others complicate, they simplify. When others speak to impress, they speak to impact. Their words build bridges between current reality and future vision. The responsibility of powerful speech weighs on those who lead. Kings understand their words create culture. What they praise grows. What they criticize diminishes. What they emphasize becomes priority. Their casual comments become team mantras. Their passing observations become organizational focus. This isn't power to be used carelessly. It's influence that shapes countless lives. Speaking with purpose and authority doesn't mean volume or aggression. It means intentionality. Leaders ask before speaking, what effect do I want these words to have? They consider timing, audience, tone, and context. They know different situations require different speech. Sometimes a whisper carries more authority than a shout. Clear communication commands respect in ways credentials cannot. When you speak with precision, people assume competence. When you articulate complex ideas simply, people trust your understanding. When you name what others feel but can't express, people grant you leadership. Clarity isn't just helpful, it's magnetic. Words that move people to action share common qualities. They paint pictures in minds. They connect to values and aspirations. They make abstract principles concrete. They challenge without condemning. They offer paths forward, not just critiques of what's wrong. They speak to both logic and emotion. Kings rarely waste words defending themselves. They let results speak. They don't explain why they deserve respect. They communicate in ways that naturally earn it. They don't beg for attention. They deliver value that commands it. Notice how leaders handle questions. They answer the question behind the question. They address concerns, not just content. They recognize that most questions reveal what people care about, fear, or need, and they respond to those deeper issues. Loyal speech takes responsibility. It avoids blame language. It says, I will, not someone should. It focuses on what can be controlled, not what cannot. It speaks of challenges rather than complaints. It frames problems as opportunities for growth. The gap between average and exceptional often lies in how you speak. Average people let words flow unfiltered. Exceptional people curate their language like valuable currency, spent wisely, invested strategically, and never wasted. Your assignment: speak today as if your words carry the weight of command, because they do. This isn't just motivational talk. Science confirms it. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what you experience and what you vividly imagine through your words. When you repeatedly tell yourself something, your brain creates neural pathways that make that statement feel true, regardless of external reality. The science behind speaking success works like this. Your words trigger electrical impulses in your brain that release corresponding chemicals. Positive speech releases dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that enhance learning, creativity, and performance. Negative speech produces cortisol and norepinephrine, stress chemicals that shut down higher thinking and limit potential. How words program your mind is similar to computer programming. Your subconscious accepts the data you feed it without question. Say, I can, often enough, and your brain will find evidence to support that limitation. Say, I can, and your brain activates problem-solving functions to make it happen. Your mouth speaks the program. Your life runs the software. The self-fulfilling nature of speech operates constantly. The person who says, nobody appreciates me, unconsciously seeks evidence of being undervalued while overlooking appreciation when it comes. The person who says, I find opportunities everywhere, notices possibilities others miss. Your words create filters through which you see reality. Breaking negative speaking habits requires awareness first. Most negative self-talk happens automatically below conscious awareness. Start catching yourself. When you say, this is impossible, replace it with, this is challenging, but I can find a way. When you say, I always mess up, switch to, I'm learning and improving. These aren't just positive phrases, they're more accurate descriptions of reality. The ripple effect of positive declaration extends beyond you. Your words influence everyone around you. The parent who constantly speaks failure over a child shapes that child's self-image. The leader who consistently speaks vision inspires innovation. The friend who speaks encouragement empowers achievement. Your words create atmospheres that others breathe. Notice, successful people carefully manage their speech, especially in crisis. When facing problems, they don't say everything is falling apart. They say, we're facing a temporary challenge that will make us stronger. This isn't denial, it's strategic framing that enables solution finding. Your most important conversations happen inside your head. That internal dialogue determines what you attempt, what you avoid, how you respond to failure, and how you handle success. Take control of it. Stop allowing random thoughts to become your spoken reality. Many people pray for change while their words create stability. They ask for new circumstances while constantly declaring the permanence of current ones. They want different results but keep speaking the same reality into existence. This contradiction guarantees frustration. But words affect your physiology too. Studies show negative speech increases heart rate, raises blood pressure, and weakens the immune system. Positive speech does the opposite. Your health responds to your words. Choose them wisely. Start speaking of goals as when, not if. Replace if I get that promotion with when I get that promotion. This small shift moves possibilities from optional to inevitable in your thinking. It programs your brain to recognize and create opportunities rather than question if they exist. Your words aren't just descriptions. They're prescriptions. They don't just report your life. They create it. The question isn't whether this principle is working in your life. It's working perfectly. The real question is, are your words creating what you want? Negative self-talk and its consequences steal more dreams than any external obstacle. Listen to yourself. I'm not good enough. I'll probably fail. I don't deserve success. These statements aren't harmless thoughts. They're self-sabotage disguised as self-awareness. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. Each negative statement becomes a command to your nervous system, triggering stress hormones that shut down creativity and problem-solving abilities. This isn't just psychology, it's biology. Your words literally reprogram your brain's operating system. Complaining, the voice of victims, keeps you trapped in circumstances. It feels good momentarily, like scratching an itch, but strengthens problems rather than solving them. Complaining focuses all your mental energy on what's wrong without directing any energy toward improvement. It trains your brain to see problems as permanent and personal rather than temporary and solvable. Most dangerous of all, complaining positions you as powerless, a victim, waiting for rescue rather than a creator of solutions. Notice how chronic complainers rarely become successful in any field. They drain their creative energy describing problems in vivid detail. Gossip, wasting your verbal power reveals character weakness. When you talk about others behind their backs, you demonstrate you can't be trusted with influence. Leaders speak to people, not about them. Every minute spent discussing someone else's failures is a minute not spent building your success. Gossip also trains your mind to focus on flaws rather than potential in others and eventually in yourself. The mouth that spreads gossip cannot simultaneously speak greatness. Choose. Will your words tear down others or build up your future? Lying. Destroying your credibility happens faster than you think. Small exaggerations, convenient omissions, and outright deception might seem like shortcuts to advantage, but they're actually paths to self-destruction. When you lie, two things happen. Others eventually stop trusting you, and more devastatingly, you stop trusting yourself. Your internal integrity fractures. You create cognitive dissonance that drains mental energy. Your brain must now maintain both truth and falsehood simultaneously. This split attention weakens your ability to speak with power and conviction. The most powerful speakers are those whose words and beliefs align perfectly. Exaggeration. Weakening your impact occurs with every overstatement. This is the worst day ever. I've tried everything, nobody understands. These dramatic claims might feel emotionally satisfying, but they undermine your credibility. People mentally discount everything you say when they catch these obvious overstatements. Precision in speech signals intelligence and trustworthiness. Habitual exaggeration signals emotional immaturity and unreliability. Notice how respected leaders speak with measured accuracy, not emotional intensity. These five enemies share a common characteristic. They all focus on present limitations rather than future possibilities. They lock your attention on what is rather than what could be. They root you in current circumstances rather than freeing you to create new ones. Most people never identify these patterns in themselves. They wonder why success seems elusive while their mouths work against them daily. Their words create ceilings they cannot break through. Their speech sets boundaries they cannot cross. The solution isn't complicated but requires vigilance. Monitor your words like a gatekeeper watches a city's entrance. No negative statement passes your lips without examination. No complaint exits without a solution attached. No gossip escapes without redirection. No lie slips out without correction. No exaggeration passes without qualification. This vigilance is restriction. It's freedom. It liberates your speech to create rather than destroy, to elevate rather than diminish, to solve rather than complain. When these 5 enemies no longer control your tongue, your words become arrows that hit targets with precision rather than bombs that cause random damage. Choose today. Will your words serve your potential or sabotage it? Speak with certainty, not doubt. Compare these statements. I might be able to finish this project versus I will complete this project successfully. Feel the difference? The first invites failure as a possibility. The second programs your mind for achievement. Certainty isn't arrogance. It's clarity of intention. Kings don't hope for outcomes, they declare them. They don't try, they commit. Their speech contains no built-in escape routes or excuses. Listen to how you speak. Count how many times you use weakening phrases. I'll try, hopefully, maybe, we'll see. These aren't just words, they're decisions to leave room for failure. Eliminate them. Replace them with declarations of certainty. I will, I am, it is, we are. Your results will follow your convictions. Use words of life, not death. Your speech either nurtures potential or kills it. Life-giving words create. We can solve this. This challenge will make us stronger. There's opportunity in this situation. Death words destroy. This is impossible. We're finished. It's too late. The difference isn't positive thinking, it's productive thinking. Life words open possibilities, death words close them. Life words energize, death words deplete. Life words solve, death words surrender. Choose consciously. When facing problems, ask, am I speaking life or death into this situation? Your answer determines whether you'll overcome or be overcome. Focus on solutions, not problems. Problem-function speech sounds intelligent but produces nothing. Solution-focused speech seems optimistic but creates results. Most people spend 95% of their words describing problems in elaborate detail and 5% on possible solutions. Reverse this ratio. Acknowledge problems quickly, then immediately direct your words toward answers. Yes, we lost our biggest client. Now here's how we'll replace that revenue. Yes, the deadline is tight. Here's how we'll meet it. This isn't denial. It's direction. Your brain follows your words. Where you direct your speech, your creativity and energy will follow. Talk about where you're going, not where you've been. Past-centric speech changes you to history. Future-focused speech frees you to create. I've always struggled with public speaking, keeps you struggling. I'm becoming more confident with every presentation, creates improvement. Your past is unchangeable, but your future is created by today's words. When you speak predominantly about your history, you program your subconscious to repeat it. Shift your language to the future you're creating. I'm building, I'm becoming, I'm developing, I'm moving toward. Your mind will begin seeking ways to make these statements true. Speak what should be, not what is. This is vision, the hallmark of leadership. Average people describe current reality. Leaders declare future reality before it exists. Our team is disorganized and inefficient, may be accurate, but changes nothing. Our team is developing world-class systems and precision creates movement toward that reality. This isn't pretending, it's creating. All human achievement begins this way, speaking what should be while surrounded by what is. This principle builds businesses, launches movements, and transforms organizations. Your mouth must see the invisible before your eyes will ever witness it. Choose precision over quantity. Words lose power when multiplied unnecessarily. I kind of think that maybe we should possibly consider potentially exploring the option of perhaps changing our approach versus we need a new approach. 10 vague words accomplish less than 5 precise ones. Powerful speech is distilled, not diluted. Edit yourself ruthlessly. Ask, what exactly am I trying to communicate? Then use the fewest, strongest words possible. Notice how respected leaders rarely ramble. They speak with economy and impact. Their words carry weight because they aren't buried under verbal excess. Master the power of silence. The spaces between your words often communicate more than the words themselves. Strategic silence accomplishes what endless talking cannot. It creates emphasis. It demonstrates confidence. It gives others room to contribute. It allows important points to sink in. It prevents damaging emotional responses. Most people fear silence and fill it with nervous chatter. Leaders use silence as punctuation, marking the beginning and end of important statements. They pause before crucial points to create anticipation. They pause after to allow impact. They remain silent when others would defend, explain, or qualify. They know some messages require space to be fully received.